is Sagwadi Wakarabutla. Wait, just hold on. I want to do the intro on YouTube for those who are on YouTube. Hi guys, my name is Sagwadi Wakarabutla and I'm back again with Legal Podcast Essay live interview. Guys, the beauty here, yo, guys, yo, where I come from, they say, hey, the way you're so beautiful, please tone it down. You're not afraid of witches. Hey, this lady is beautiful, guys. She looks, does she look like, she can lose a case? There's no way. Anyway, guys, welcome. Today we are sitting with, of a GP, a general practitioner, that will be your doctor. Today we are sitting with a general legal practitioner. I never there was a name like that. Welcome, Pell. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You are very, very welcome.
I'm so even understand how excited I am.
That's what we want to hear. Thank you so much for taking your time to be with us after a long day, busy at work. I didn't stalk you enough. Can you please briefly tell us where you did your LLB, just from there, and then from there, where are we, before we get into the topic?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Makhanya. I am from and for varsity, I went to the University of KwaZulu-Natal, but the campus in Pietermaritzburg. That's where I tried to apply for LLB, but unfortunately it didn't take me on the first take, and I stopped to do my BA. I was majoring in philosophy. I had an option in essence to transfer immediately as I finished my first year, but I was like, oh my gosh, I can get 2 degrees in 5 years, so why not? And I finalized my BA and then I transferred and I went and did my LLB. So I did both my qualifications at the University of KwaZulu-Natal in Pietermaritzburg, and after that, I did my articles, finished them, and then I just recently got admitted in June and July. Oh my gosh, in July. And after that, in the end of the month of July, I opened my own practice. So that's where we are right now.
Wow. Okay. Are you gonna tell us how much they were paying you for articles? What do you do?
Hey, my sister, I'm not going to disclose, but it's not very far from that amount.
Hey, it's very, very rough out there.
It's really bad. What can we do?
There's nothing we can do. So you just said, from here to boss, I am not doing this thing of looking for a job to be an associate. So what inspired you wanting to say, no, I'm a boss babe, I was born for being a boss babe?
To be honest, I think after admission, I just had to make a decision because I was placed in a very difficult position, which I'm not really going to go into.
Yes.
But I just had to make a decision with it. From now, where am I going? And an option of me having to go and work for someone, I was just like, no, it's either I just open this practice or I go and be a consultant. And yeah,
it didn't work out. You didn't want that. I think that's the best decision you've made up to so far, because you know what, when it comes to looks, or your firm there in Durban, it's very demure. I don't know what that means, but then yeah, it sounds nice. It looks nice. It looks like, you know what, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it. So right. When I spoke to you, you said to me a general legal practitioner, because the first question, or one of the questions I asked, what is it that you do? What is your niche? And then you said to me, you can say family law and blah, blah, but generally you do everything.
Yes.
Alrighty.
So, okay. So what that means is that because in Sakala, I don't want to limit myself, and I was very bored. When I was in school, I didn't know there was medical law, maritime, all of these things. So it's just me being very open-minded and want to receive instructions and learning, because your process, you're still gonna learn. So being a general practitioner, it's me doing criminal, me doing disease estate, it's me doing contracts, it's me doing maritime law. It's like a bunch of things. And I feel like as someone who's coming up, it's very important not to specialize at first, because you might it's something else that you might enjoy doing, you know. So that's what it is.
I like that you are versatile. I like that you can go from I'm gonna sue you to guilty as charged just like that. I love it. I really love it. Anyway, as we said today, we're gonna talk more about family law. There is, you know what, ne? I really want you to touch on, including that case law you told me about on forfeiture. What is forfeiture? Because we never had a chance to sit and actually talk with somebody who will go into details and tell us, guys, forfeiture is when this happens.
Okay, so maybe let me just go back a bit. When people are getting divorced, there's different types of marriage regime. So you get your in commuter property, out of commuter property, and out of commuter property with accrual. So in forfeiture really gets in when you in commuter property, or yeah, in essence. And in law, I'm gonna say Section 9 of the Divorce Act defines it as inkantolo allowing a certain spouse to forfeit their right to a patrimonial benefit. So that's what it is. So certain elements law that one has to satisfy in order for forfeiture to come forth. So according to that, when we're talking about forfeiture, we specifically look at Section 9 of the Divorce Act 70 of 1979, whereas the court allows you or to basically request for a forfeiture, but there's certain elements that you need to meet in order for the other party to forfeit the patrimonial benefits.
So what are the requirements for this forfeiture to apply? I mean, if I can give an example, I'm from Limpopo, right? And practically, or most of the time, in the past, now we follow them, Shem, we don't do that thing, we don't understand anymore. I would be married and stay at home and be the one who's raising the kids while Baba Ake is out there with general practitioners, nurses, and all sorts of people enjoying his life. I mean, I'm there busy. Hey, at this point, I'm even, there's this, you can make bricks at home. Every little money I get, I'm selling sweets, I'm doing whatever, I'm building a home. Come on, 20 years later, I'm back home and I want a divorce. Me now, can he forfeit? Because I was there working hard and he forgot about us. He came back after 20 years.
Okay, we have to go to the elements to be able to answer that. So when you're dealing with, there's literally three things we look at. We look at the duration of the marriage. So how long have you guys been married for? For example, let's say you're married for a year. Like it's very it's very rare ukuthi the inkantolo would be like, oh, you guys this person can forfeit, because you guys literally like have been all cannot forfeit, my apologies, because you guys have been married for such a very limited amount of time. Inkantolo can look at it, oh, this person was just here for the games, so you could be successful in that instant. God, if you married for 20, 30 years, the court will be like, okay, fine, we're not working, but we're taking care of the kids. Because I think you also know when it comes to the division of the joint estate, Inkantolo looks at the contribution that you were making. It could be that you were not financially contributing, but you were making this house a home. You were ensuring that your husband goes to work, he's cooked for, the kids are going to school, all of those things. So they're always just going to look at the overall contribution of each party to ascertain if forfeiture should be granted. And it also goes to the reasons of irretrievable breakdown of the marriage. So when you go into a divorces, you need to stipulate as to why you want to get divorced. Ne? So they also take into account those reasons. Maybe the husband committed adultery to a point that there are children born out of the marriage, maybe like I don't know, 3, 5 children that are not part of the marriage. They look at things maybe where you were abused, could be physically, emotionally, maybe you've even suffered and went to the hospital and you're staying there, in psychic wards. It's just literally a lot of amount of things. And then they also look at any substantial misconduct. So maybe like Was the husband not what can I say? Maybe they were mismanaging monies, and maybe they were not being supportive. So there's a bunch of things that you have to prove in order for the other party to forfeit. So, and this is, I would say, it's defined properly in the case of Mokwena versus Mokwena in 2014, because what had happened is that the parties were married in common property, and then someone wanted to go divorce, and then the wife applied for a forfeiture benefits against her husband, and she stated that his misconduct during the marriage led to the breakdown of marriage. So in that instance, the court had to look at the extent of the misconduct in terms of what exactly that was doing. But the husband came in and opposed the application of forfeiture, which is something that I also need to advise people that just because you apply for forfeiture, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will be successful. It's not guaranteed. There's a lot that court has to look at. So in the case, the court has to look at the issue. Whether the husband's misconduct during the marriage were so severe or were severe enough to justify forfeiture, and whether the wife's misconduct also contributed to the breakdown of the marriage. So they're not just looking at one party. Let's say it's me and you that are married. They're not just going to look at you just because I say you must forfeit. They're also going to look at me. What did I do to have this marriage breakdown? You know. So it's things like that. And this matter was in High Court, and the judgment was that it considered the severeness and the impact of the husband's misconduct. And in essence, when they were assessing the case, they did find that the husband's misconduct was so severe, and they had to evaluate the both parties' contribution to the breakdown of the marriage, and the court found that the forfeiture would be granted because the husband was just not present. The husband was just, disorientated, if I could put it like that.
Okay.
So, but in essence, about this case, it's the significance of it. For this case, I would say it underscored the principle of forfeiture in that the elements have to be met. Because you get people that come to court and they just think, because maybe like he cheated once, I'm gonna get it. But maybe they were married for like 5 months. Doesn't work like that. In the end of the day, you guys are married in community property, and I think people should always understand that it's the fact. So your joint estate will be divided equally. But if there's other elements to that, for example, and I think that I always tell clients, some people would want the other party to forfeit their pension. Granted, if maybe the other party, while you guys were married, maybe received his pension and never told you, and literally destroyed it. And when you guys are getting divorced, they come back and be like, oh no, I want that portion. But it's like, wait, when you were working and you received your money, you never shared it with me. But that's very argumentative. You can argue that maybe he can stipulate, like, no, I did contribute to the well-being of the family. As much as I did get the money, I didn't tell you. The food, the electricity, So it's based on arguments, to be fair. And then there's also another case that was in 2011. It's Dutoit versus Dutoit. The parties again were married in commercial property, and then the husband now. You see, when I said either party can bring forfeiture, the husband in this case wanted the wife to forfeit their patrimonial benefits. And then the court also here had to look at the wife's misconduct. Was it that severe that it warrants forfeiture? And the court had to, in essence, examine the nature and extent of the wife's misconduct. So, for example, let's say the wife was committing adultery, not coming back home, maybe withdraw her pension, if was flying out her boyfriend, all those things. So the court also have to consider those things, and that the parties try to resolve. They'll call the family for a meeting, and maybe that didn't work. And in this case, the court did favor the husband and granted the forfeiture order and stipulated that the wife's misconduct was serious enough to justify forfeiture. So with this case, the case reinforced the principle that forfeiture of benefits under Section 9 of People's Act is not automatic. So every case is looked at separately, like our state.
Imagine me forfeiting as a wife. We are innocent.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. But I also need to advise people that it's important to also know there are moments where this forfeiture is not granted. And there's a case that that came out back in 2015 was Ready versus Ready. And the husband tried to sort forfeiture and the wife contested the application. And the court actually found that the wife's misconduct didn't justify forfeiture. And that the behavior that the husband was implying that the wife was maybe presenting wasn't the fact, because you have to bring proof. So if I'm stipulating that you are not providing financially, I have to go to an extent of providing bank statements. You know, be like, I was paying for this, A, B, C, D, F, G.
Yeah.
This was happening.
That sounds messy.
If you were yeah, you know how divorce is a give and take. You're not always going to be happy. It's literally like maintenance. It is very messy.
No, you know,
So yeah,
you've given
that's just,
sorry. You've given us in the last 15 minutes. Yeah, no, you've given very deep information that we needed. That is why when I approached you, I said, please do forfeiture for me, especially because people want to know. You may continue. Sorry for interjecting.
yes. So in essence, that's what forfeiture is. There's really not much to it, but I feel like it's very important to always like look at the elements. So more than anything, the one part that the court really looks at is the duration of marriage. It can't be that maybe your estate or like your assets are like 1 million and I have 25 rand. I marry you for 2 years. Now it's like I want. If the one with the 2 million applies for forfeiture, they will get it. Because you came with your 2 rand and you wanted my money.
But it's in community of property.
But it's forfeiture. I'm applying the elements. We married for 2 months. You didn't contribute anything to the marriage. You were cheating. You were not contributing to me emotionally. I've tried to make us work and you were not coming forward. I've tried family meeting that did not work. Currently, we are pregnant with someone else's man.
Ooh.
You know? But life.
Yo, you guys.
I should make the order.
Yeah, you guys, you deal with a lot in court. Anyway, there's a question here that from Tumelo that says, is 2 years really a requirement to divorce? I think he was saying, must people be married for 2 years before they can issue a divorce? Somebody can file for a divorce.
No, not necessarily, but like something like a month or 2 will always opt for annulment.
Okay.
But
what is annulment?
You what is Umushate Wako never really even existed.
Oh,
we get married today. We're married today. Next week, when are you like, if you divorce, will be like, but why don't you just annul this thing?
Yeah, like it never existed.
Yes, let's just make an application, annul it, and we move on. Because now you need to understand. There's a lot of people that go into marriage with a certain mindset just to get money. You always have to try and protect the other person's assets, because it could be your partner really is in love and just genuinely wants to make this work, and you're just here for coins. It's unfair now when you in COP, let's say a person doesn't know forfeiture and we just grant it after they've been married for a week. They're going to get half of your entire estate. That's not fair. So let's annul it.
So the court really does look at the duration, as where you keep on emphasizing that the time that we spend together.
It's very important. It is really, really important. Like, I don't know how much more I can emphasize it. Aside that there are other elements, like the reasons for the breakdown of marriage, but the time is because imagine, like I was stating, 2 weeks, and you're like, I can't do this anymore.
30-day
But no,
fiance.
I want half of your pension and I want half of the house. And you're just here for 2 weeks. No.
There's a question here from Somo. They're asking if married in community of property and divorce, does spouse get half of the pensions or only from date of marriage?
From a date of marriage. Also, guys, I need to emphasize this. It is not half of the pension. It's half of the pension interest. So let's say, I always use this example. Let's say your pension is 100 rand and it has interest of 50 rand. Your spouse is not gonna get 50 rand from that 100 rand. You're only gonna get 25 rand of the 50 rand.
I'm not getting the pension. I'm getting the... Wait, Pearl. We are trying to do business with this in community of property. Please, just Pearl, please don't stop our business. We will die. You are saying that you are saying that when I want to divorce my wife, I can now you are forcing us to be married for 2 years before we can claim for anything and more, or many years.
Yeah.
All right, we will stay with this practice. It's fine. Now, when I want to divorce him, I am going to get what? His interest. I'm not getting half of his 5 million, whatever, two-pot.
According to Section 7 of the Divorce Act, it stipulates that when you're divorcing, you're entitled to a percentage. Normally, what is being used is 50%, but you can claim 60, you can, but depends.
Me, I thought it's automatic. When I divorce, I'm going to be rich.
Pension interest. The entire pension. I know a lot of people think it's the entire pension.
I think it's that one. He started working before when I was in my mother's stomach. And then he found me, and then he's 50 years older than me. Then I'm like, jackpot.
It's kind of, maybe, like, if that's the case, maybe jackpot because his interest is a lot.
Guys, you have heard it today from the general practitioner that no, don't be excited. What we are getting is the interest of the pension, which you are not even getting 100%. You are getting 50% of it because 50% remains with the spouse. Oh my God. Oh no. So now I've had situations in my village. So I don't know what to call how to say where I'm from. I'm from a township and also a village. When my mom passed, we went to the village. We have a home in township, so we were in between. We can go there. It's like you take a taxi for like 15 rand. But because we always wanted to be with our aunt, the motherly love, and she was raising us that side. So when we went to high school, we went back to the township. In that village, whoa, I must not catch a lightning, guys. There was a couple, that we all know as the whole village, even the ants, the animals of that village, they know Guti. Lo baba lo, Mr. Who and who's married to Pearl, has got a girlfriend called Confidence, being me, and he even built a house for that lady, like they even have a child. You understand? But Mr. That one is married to you in community of property. Can you, at the end, when you are fed up, actually go when you divorce and claim forfeiture to say this person wasn't even present? Because the way we see it, I know it's an unofficial second wife.
Okay, if I may ask a question.
Yes.
Maybe so we're clear. When I as the wife, do we have certain assets?
Yes. The wife and I, it's like me and my husband. We went to school. We did teaching. We're working together. There's money in the house. Yes.
Okay. Maybe I need to make people understand this. When you're dealing with forfeiture, you need to be very specific. What does the other party forfeit? Maybe let's say angifuna 50% we pension yami. Secondly, angifuna sidayise imoto, and then he gets half of the proceeds. So it's literally things like that.
I want him to forfeit half of the house because I was maintaining the household while he was maintaining you out there.
You have to give proof, Pele, as to what. Maybe, for example, you were the one who paid for the house entirely, and he wasn't contributing to the well-being of your family. He wasn't contributing to the growth. Maybe you're the one that were putting kids to school. Yes. Apply to the court for forfeiture. And if the court, again, it's not Pearl that makes the decision, it's the magistrate.
Yes, of course. Pearl will argue.
I will argue.
Yes.
But here the statement. Here is the electricity bill. Here's the bank statement. Here's the proof WhatsApp messages from the girlfriend down the road.
So we must screenshot these WhatsApp messages and save them on cloud. They may help us one day.
Yes. You know, I always say this. This is always the fun thing when you have to make an argument in the maintenance court now, eh? And a person is like, Sisha, you want me to have a receipt that I bought groceries 2 months ago? Yes, I'm expecting you to have receipts of groceries, of petrol receipts, your child's school fees, your traveling expenses. I know it's like when you go on with your life, that's not something you always like have to care around. But when you're dealing with certain people, those are the things that you have to say, because Jenny, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Let's go straight
the more proof you have, the better the chances of you getting the order.
So we must keep proof. Wives, are you listening? Keep swiping that petrol. Don't pay cash. The bank statement must fight for you. The time he started. Now, if this guy's got a side chick and is building this lady a house, a lot of money is going out. Let's say when this relationship started, this man stopped paying the bond. I'm now paying the bond. Now, Standard Bank loans is taken from my account. So I should have that paper trail to say, no, he paid only for the past 14 years. I'm the one who's been paying.
Yes, and he doesn't deserve to be getting things that he didn't contribute to. And especially when you work hard and you have your investment and you have your pension, why should he get it? Maybe he must just keep his own things. Let me keep my things. Maybe I must claim the 50%, but he mustn't get anything from me.
Yeah, it sounds like a long, dirty divorce. That's yay. Yo. So now let's go straight. Now we are done, and now we are divorcing. I want to know: can maintenance be incorporated into the divorce settlement?
It can. But in my office, I always suggest that we don't do that. Reason being, it can prolong the process. Because other persons, maybe because you can suggest, but you want 3,000. It's like, I don't have 3,000 rand. Now we're going to be going back and forth, doing counterclaims and what. And it's just a long process. So on the summons, what I always suggest, you just write the matter of maintenance is to be referred to the maintenance court. While we're doing the divorce, we start the maintenance process in the maintenance court.
Oh, so you don't do them. You it's preferred to do them simultaneously, but not within the proceedings of divorce.
Yes. Because you don't know which one will end first. What if divorce takes 5 years?
Hey, madam, you're scaring me. Oh. You're scaring us.
I'm being serious. Because you get instances when because one thing people don't understand, when you're getting married, it's all nice and sweet. When it's getting divorced, you get into a consultation, you can't even believe that people were once married. The way they look at each other, the energy is just very different. Because you find out that the other party already has moved on with their life and the other one is still bitter. You will get a situation where the parties agree that yes, we're going to separate and we're going to sell the property. However, now the one person is fighting with it and buy the property so I pay you your share. But that one be like, no, I want the property to be sold, but not to you.
Hi, Bo.
Yes, and that can be a very long exchanging of pleadings. Because yes, someone wants to buy the property, but I just don't want my ex-husband to buy the property.
Hey, this thing of divorce. Hey. You and a lot of crying. I mean, that is why when people get out of divorce, Like they never want to
Yeah,
get
the
married
emotions.
again.
Yeah, the emotions are quite high, and you need to know that these people spend a lot of time together. And the other one will feel invalidated. Some of them will feel like their pride has been stripped apart because now it's not only just you getting away from this person, maybe there are children involved, there's family. Now you have to get away from those people. Honestly, when you're with someone, you're investing as well. So it's very hard, so we always try to mediate. Is there a way we can resolve this, and one thing about me, I always try my best. I think with all the divorces masses that I was doing in my old office, I think out of like 50, I think about like 15 we went to trial. Because I always try to do my best. Rather, I sit down and sign the settlement agreement. It's a give or take. You're not gonna be happy at the end because in the end you guys are separating. But let's try and like have this amicably as possible.
Oh, okay. So now I learned something in the last live. Is it the last live or one more live before the last one, where the advocate said to me that in South Africa there is no such thing as full custody. It doesn't exist. You can only have now a permanent residence, but it does not, there's no more I'll take away your child. So now what's happening here when me and my husband, now we are fighting to say this kids must have permanent residency with me because I'm bitter. He left me for somebody, hey, hot. And now I'm like, no, I'm gonna show him. What happens there? In that case where it's a back and forth of the kids are gonna stay with me, the father wants to stay with the kids. How does the court solve that?
Okay, so the one thing that you need to understand that when it comes to divorces, in the issue of children is like it's like paramount important. But believe me, your divorce will not be granted if the issue of minor children is not resolved. So the first thing that you do when you institute your divorce, you need to send a letter to a person called the family advocate. The family advocate will assess your summons and see if the other party has access to the child. They can give you primary residence for the children to stay with the specific person, but the court has to be satisfied that the other party has access to the kids. They can see them, they can telephone call them, the kids go visit half the holidays for school and all of that. It's very on rare occasions where the court will just grant full custody. I've never dealt with a situation like that. Yeah. So the court's always ensure, because in situations where they're not satisfied with your summons, they do something called an inquiry. So they call both parties and the children. They interview the mom first, then they interview the dad, they interview the kids, and then they interview all the parties just to see how the kids interact with the parents. And then they will write a report. In the report, again, as an attorney or you as the party need to read the recommendations by the family advocate, so that in situations where the other party is still better, despite that there's a report granted by the family advocate, you can always just take that back to the family advocate and be like, hey, yo, this person is not allowing me to see my kids.
They interview the kids, they're literally like trying to ask them in a way, who do you want to stay with?
Yeah.
You.
It's like, who are you most happy with? Like, how's the energy at home? Like, how is your mom around you? Like, how is your dad around you? How is it when you with your dad? All of that. Because it's very important for them to distinguish which parent is fit. Because you can't get a person who institute divorce be like so big and be like, the kids must stay with me, but all the time they like very neglect them. So it would be unjust to put the care of the children in such a person.
Speaking of maintenance, what is spousal maintenance? How do we get there?
Okay, spousal maintenance. Say, I always use the sibling. I wasn't working. Decided I'm gonna be a housewife. Every month you were giving me 10,000 rand to do whatever that I want. Mine is the contributions to the house. So now obviously you put me to this certain standard. It must be kept. So I have to request for you to pay me the exact same amount of money you're providing up until I remarry or I pass away.
Yeah?
Either I die or I remarry. You're gonna have to keep on giving me that amount.
Oh, okay.
Because you've introduced me to this lifestyle and I need to maintain it.
So if you find a job after the
Well,
divorce.
the other part, if you find a job during, at least there's an option for the other party to go maybe request for a decrease. But if I can still prove that I can't really maintain myself, then yeah, they can still continue to pay you. But again, what does the order say? Until I remarry or die.
You.
But if the other one wants to lower the amount, they can always apply for a decrement in the maintenance courts. And you have to bring your reasons. So maybe I can't afford and you feel like this person is living lavish or they're spending money in unnecessary things, A, B, C, D. You know, again, your proof is important. Hearsay evidence is not really much applicable. You have to bring your papers, have everything in writing.
And
it helps.
All right, thank you for that information. We're gonna now keep the slips, take pictures, save them on cloud. Cause wow, hey, wow, men are embarrassing. Yo,
I honestly think it's safer like that, and always have things that correspond, man. If like you spend boma, I don't know, 20,000 on your children, maybe for entertainment, school fees, or to take the children to school uniform, have it on your bank statement and have some sort of a receipt to back it up.
We hear you. We hear you loud and clear. We need to keep receipts. Right. So now this husband of mine was mooring the hell out of me. This man was beating me up. He was beating me to a pulp, and I've come to you. You are my instructing. Well, I'll be the one giving my instructing attorney. And I'm saying, this child, when you speak to the maintenance officer, I don't want this man to see these kids alone. I don't trust them. Can he see kids under supervision?
Yes, very much so, because you provide to the court wise that I've had a matter like that where the mom always had to be present or a family member, but obviously they not really much. If maybe like they at a restaurant, maybe they will stay like a bit further from where they were. Because again, like I always say, it's very important to always protect the children. So whatever the recommendation is, it needs to be adhered to.
So there is no way. Is there a way that this husband of mine that I'm so bitter about and I feel like he's toxic or whatever, that I can prove? I have court cases to show domestic violence, right? Can they strip him off? Remember, there's okay, I'm not remembering anything. There's this thing that I once heard that somebody can sign away their parental rights. I don't know.
Yeah, you can sign away your parental rights. Just make sure you don't come back ever.
Okay, so if
traumatize the kids.
Can the what's this? Can the magistrate strip somebody off that, or the judge?
It depends on the extent of whatever that was happening. You know, because it's very important to understand, because when kids were made, they were just not made by one parent.
Yes.
And I think at the end of the day, a magistrate is a person. And they also believe in the whole people revolving and changing. It could be that they were like that, but they're gonna have to look at like certain things. Okay, he was abusive, we're not contesting that. But now, what do you say about the relationship he's supposed to have with his children? Maybe in a situation where he is abusing the children, it would be a bit of a difference. Because
okay.
Now, why the kids? I'm not saying it's okay for the mom to be abused as well. But again, excess is important unless the other part is like, nah, I don't want to see these kids. You keep your kids. Because there are situations where the court will be like, yeah, excess, but the other person never even comes and sees the kids.
Doesn't even show up. They
Yeah.
don't even show up.
But you just have it there on paper so that they don't one day go around and be like, can I, go to court and be like, oh, you're not allowing me to see my kids. Because again, now you're taking away their rights to have access, which is important. Again, it depends on case to case.
Okay. I see somebody's requesting. Unfortunately, I do not take requests when I'm speaking to legal practitioners because I want them to educate us as much as possible. I will have a time when I'm going to bring these people together and then they're going to be on a live. I'm going to bring an advocate, my mentor, I'm going to bring Pell, I'm going to bring who's that one who there's legal guru. I'm going to bring like 4 or 5 people, put them on the panel or 3, and then put you guys to ask your questions for at least 30 minutes. That is free consultation. Like, you can ask a question. No, that will be free because now if they're going to ask you here, they're not going to pay. You will answer, but you will not go into detail because if somebody wants you to deal with their issue directly, they must inbox you. You are available, check your rates, and then you take it from there. I want them to learn that they can ask questions, right? Like now I'm asking, you're educating us. It's not a consult, it's not legal advice. You're educating us. I want them to be on a panel I want us to be on a panel and then they can ask questions for 30 minutes. If you feel like you want to ask more questions, you pay a consultation fee. You inbox that practitioner and talk to them. They give you your rates and then you talk to them because guys, LLB is an honest degree. It's not easy.
Yeah. Don't remind me.
It's not easy.
Okay, can I take Spoggy's question?
Yes.
I did address this because I do like radio on Wednesdays. So she's, I think it's a she. Does lobola means married under communal property? If uhambile, ngizoyisho ngesizulu, I hope niyasizwa. If uhambile wayolobola at someone's house, kwaba khona i-celebration, ezin kwaphekwa, kwaphakwa, kwakikiza, you are automatically married in terms of property. I hope that answers you.
Hey, the way you answered it, it's scary because next thing I'll be paying spousal support as a woman. As a woman. Let's go back now to let's go back now to family law as we are speaking of. Now, ladies, did you get married this September? You are in communities, it says, and in community is not all about the money that you are gonna gain. In community, including debts. Do you guys get that?
Yay.
You're inheriting somebody's debt.
If you mashonisa come like my money, you must pay it half. You and this person are one. Must be very mindful.
Now I want to go back to the issue of what's this? In community of property, yes, that's what I want to go back to. She said she's answered. You are welcome, Spunky. There is a trend now that we all saying, because if I say they're saying they will come for me, good to me, I'm not gonna leave my husband for cheating. You want my position. There's a lady, very proud of that. I'm not judging her. So now this man of mine that married me with 10,000 and a mad cow, he goes and he has kids with Pearl. Is it true? Is it really entirely true that after Pearl has dealt with my husband, tried everything, tried garnish, she tried everything, but this man is not pitching and paying for this baby, Pearl can come for me?
Yes.
Kanjani, guys, I was not there.
You're the wife. Can't you shut down?
No, wait. I was not there in the motel. Why today is Pearl coming for me? Pearl can actually go and say to the maintenance officer, this guy is married.
Yeah, you and him are one person.
Hi, Baba Zalman. Does it really happen that actually the court will come for me and we do that procedure that she was doing, you were doing, or she was doing with the husband? It didn't work. They do it on me and I have to pay maintenance for a child that I don't know.
I have one question. Is that child by your husband?
Yes, it's proven
Are
that
you,
it's his child.
are you married in your community of property?
Yes.
Yes, man. By all means, you're gonna pay that maintenance.
Yo, okay, so now I'm married out of community of property with accrual. Does that principle still apply?
Mara, now you need to understand something.
Mm-hmm.
Community of property with accrual. What does accrual mean?
I don't know. Tell me, please educate us because hey, we like saying things we don't understand, Pearl.
Okay. So out of COP with accrual means you come with whatever that you come with, I come with whatever that I come with. But from the day we get married, anything after that, it's basically joined. So masehlukana, izinto ofike nazo still become yours. And what I came with at mine. But whatever that we made while we are married, it's split at the end.
So now, in that situation where I'm married out of community of property with accrual, is it possible that I can be taken to maintenance court?
Okay. To be honest, because I'm not the person that likes to lie, I would have to revert in terms of that.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, lady asked there that if we are married in community of property, I know that confidence being me is eating this money. My husband is giving them this money and they're doing whatever they want. Is there a resolution for me as the wife now during divorce to say in this 100 years we've been together for 14 years, this man was supporting confidence?
Can you please repeat the question? I'm so sorry.
Okay. My husband is dating. My husband has got a side chick, right? And he has been dating this person, and now we are going for divorce. I'm speaking of divorce because in South Africa there's no law that says you can sue a side chick anymore. It's abolished, right? Now I have proof on his bank statements to say he was sending money to that lady, to blah 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 blah. Can I go for the side chick to claim the money back?
I'm sure you know the answer to that.
They want to know. Now let me.
Hi, Naledi. The side chick can claim from you, not the other way around.
Hi, Bo. No, we're not speaking in terms of a child. We are speaking in terms of my husband was eating our joint money with this lady without my consent. Can I claim that money back from this lady?
Okay, I think my one question would be like, why? But also the answer is no.
Okay, so now this me, I was working, and then now I finished. I'm working, and he was enjoying this money with her. So that's why I applied for forfeiture to say that he was not contributing.
Yes. I'm getting nowadays, I'm getting Shilu, it's very important to also be very precise and straight about what exactly you want him to forfeit. So if you have proof, well, my bank statement, but hey, this man was sending 30,000 to this girl every 2 weeks. We will say alamba like I and uphuthu namafuta to eat. I want this house and I want to keep my pension. Yes, because I have the proof that this man had the money, but he was not contributing. So why is it that he must get my things?
Hey man. Yeah, no.
Why he's supposed to get my things? Because now he wasn't contributing. You know, it's not, yes, it might be a bit tricky. We've been married for so long, but he wasn't contributing towards even my well-being as a wife. Maybe let's say I was at school becoming a nurse. He wasn't even helping to pay for my education. Busy helping the girl from down the street. Now, how is it fair that he's gonna come and want things from me? That's something that you need to ask. How is it fair? Because fairness plays a very huge role.
Okay, Lira is asking that. Okay, she's stating that The cue about out of community of property with accrual and maintenance was a good one.
Yeah.
We'll wait for an answer. Like, I just want to explain the way I understand it. I feel like without having studied anything, without having researched anything, marriage out of
Yeah.
community of property is a two-in-one kind of thing, where the other part, when I get married to you, it's like we are in community of property, even though it's out.
Yeah.
Okay, so it means now we have a joint estate from when we commence the marriage.
Yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
during this marriage, if this guy impregnates the side chick, they can still take me to court.
That's my thing, man. I don't like answering things I'm uncertain about.
Oh,
I'm
all
honest
right.
with you.
No, it's fine. We will do research. Everybody here must follow you. You will come and answer us once you've researched, because really that will be misinformation. I hope you understand, Lira. We cannot make counsel answer things that she's a weapon of proof. Without proof, she was not gonna say anything. So she needs to investigate for us. Thank you so much for joining us, Pell. And for, in this episode, you have spoken in full about forfeiture, and you have made us aware that no, it's not a one size fits all. Wait. And I am shocked at the fact that we are not getting half the 5 million. We are getting the interest.
Yes, guys. Like, if you want to like really learn and genuinely like understand the divorce, please go and read section 7
of the Divorce Act.
Because I feel like abantu bayakhela phezulu, and it's just like, I'm gonna get married. He has like 7.5 million. I'm gonna get half of that. That's not the case.
How? Pell, as a law student, I'm shocked. Linda, I had to be honest, ne? I have to be honest with you. Linda, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm getting half of that. Raw as it is, the 10 million, I'm getting 5.
Let me actually read you a sentence from the summons, so that you guys actually understand what I'm saying. It's according to that. When you're drafting, just give me 1 second.
No problem.
Okay. So, in terms of section 77A and section 78AI of the Divorce Act, the pension interest and or provident fund interest forms part of the assets of the joint estate. It is just and equitable to order that the plaintiff is entitled to 50% of the defendant's pension interest held by maybe the government pension fund under so and so membership number in terms of section 77A and B, as well as section 78A and B of the Divorce Act. Again, it goes to say the registrar of the aforesaid fund is that the pension interest detail on this, because one thing about it, when I write the plaintiff entitled to the defendant's pension, they will never grant you the letter of no objection from the pension fund. They will send you a letter, and in bold, they would write section 77 says this: pension interest, not benefits, interest.
So he still gets to keep his 10 million. We are gonna share that interest only.
Yes.
I say Linda.
I'm so sorry.
I say Linda, we're in community. I say because as we thought no, after 10 years, I'm going to buy a Lamborghini. Yo. Okay, Lira, I will answer that for you. You must. What is pension interest? Okay, my name is Sagwadi Wakarabutla. And to everybody who's just joined, we are sitting with a phenomenal, amazing, this lady here at my back, this one, Pel Makhanya. She is a law firm director in Durban, and you can inbox her here on TikTok and ask for quotation with her consultation fees and talk to her further. However, I want to say to you guys that if you are just getting here, you can go watch the rest of this from the beginning, this video on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Sagui R. You're gonna find me if you type Sagui R. If you type Pearl's name, I think this is the first she's been here. If you type Legal Podcast SA, my profile will come up. Let me answer Lira when you say it must be signed before Lobola. Yes, anti-nuptial contract, guys. Every practitioner who comes here teaches us. You must sign it before, because after, it's a high court application.
Honestly. Right, what is pension interest? Pension interest, example, your pension is 100 rand, your interest, so it's the money that's getting accrued as you work. It's 50 rand. Your partner is gonna get half of 50 rand. You still get your 100 rand plus 25 rand. That's what it means.
Yeah, guys, interest, it went straight to my heart. Pearl, Pearl, this information, we were not ready. Hey, tomorrow I'm gonna do shots and educate and tell them that, hey, no, wait, go to school, go and work, because you're not getting half of 10 million. You're getting half of the interest.
Yes.
Today I learned something.
Sorry to break your hearts, guys, but hey.
Because we have the misconception that when you're married in community property, it literally means that half the car, half the house, half the pension.
Guys, I mean, guys, you can. This is the thing. The reason why I say I always try to say so quick, because you can negotiate. You know, let's say for example, I'm saying I want the house as it is. But you can keep your pension. We are negotiating there now. It's not we're getting 50-50. I know it's a general rule that it's 50-50, but you can work around it. Again, divorce is give or take. You can take the car, I can take the flat. Maybe we can soil the land. You can keep your pension, or I can take 20% of your pension. You keep your 80. Anything, like, it's negotiating.
Settling out of court is way better than getting 50 rand when you were expecting 100 rand, like me. I think, thank you so much for joining us one last time, guys. We were talking to the amazing Pearl Makhanya. Her inbox is open. If you want to consult with her, please inbox her, get all the quotations you need and take it from there. You hear, she's a very good lawyer. She did mention that out of 50 cases, divorce cases, she only went to court for 15. So the 35, she was able to amicably negotiate and get to a settlement that suited both parties to some degree. So I believe this is the right divorce lawyer you can get. She is also a general practitioner. So if you have issues with unlawful arrest, or if you need a bail, she's there in Durban. Fast. Even if you are in Joburg, last week she was in Joburg, she was here. She will come. She's gonna show up. That is why she's here. Please do not inbox. I'm asking you nicely, ne? If I find out that you inbox any of the people here and ask for free legal advice, it's not going to be nice. There is no such thing as free legal advice is at legal aid, not with these practitioners. Are we clear about that one? Anyway, Pearl, what?
Yeah. Like quick.
Can I ask you something quickly? Please don't do that. Respect. You see, now she's respected us, giving us her time without consultation fee to educate us. That's as far as we can go. Can we take back the Lowell and do things the right way? Because wow, no, my sister, you are married. Ketile. You can, if you have consultation money, you can talk to Makhanya on how to change to Pearl Makhanya on how to change the marital system. But apart from that, my sister, you can divorce and give him your interest, your pension fund interest, and then you restart. But this thing of going back, are you gonna re-eat? What do you mean, Naledi? What do you mean? Anyway,
at this point I'm stressed out. Naledi, are you okay?
I mean, you must tell us, please, we don't understand. You are making us very concerned. Hey, Bana. Naledi, let's put Naledi just for today. Naledi must come and tell us his story. Naledi, come and explain. Come, this is your lucky day to ask a question. I can't find her here. She's not viewing. I can't put her in because she's not voting. Anyway, this is traumatizing. To request, whenever you're welcome to request and explain to us what is going on. You want money for the site, you want to redo the logo. Like all people can decide. It's all. I think I am right to say that marriage is the only contract that has to be with or to be undone by a magistrate. So that one of they sign, they can't go back and say we are unsigning. No, you have to go to court to divorce. And that's what I've been learning from this practice. Anyway, it's been an hour. Thank you so much, Pell. I'm gonna let you go rest. We love you so much, guys. Please all follow Pell. She always does videos to educate us. She does videos to show us starting our practice. Pell, before you leave, please tell us. I know you won't reveal your what's this your experience, but advise us. We are going to law firms with an attitude. We are already like, how do we survive that 2 years?
Honestly, it's genuinely in the mind. I feel like the one thing that I've learned, it's all up in here. If you tell yourself that this is what I want, I can guarantee you all the trauma, all the stress, all the but you know what we go through, all of that without me having to go into detail. You just have to always vision where you want to be. Because I think like in so many instances I've been in situations and if I gave up, I wouldn't be where I am today. It's genuinely just that. Konke kusekhanda nokuyimisela akukho okunye. To be honest, that's just all I can say. The only way for you to survive, go to work, do what you have to do, go home. Literally.
And leave your emotions at home as much as possible.
Exactly. Because every single day you're dealing with different people. Some you will consult they're crying, some you will consult they're fighting you, some will consult they're upset at something and you the problem. You did something. You know. All your personal problems, leave them at the gate before you get into work. When you go out, pick them up and go back home. That's just it.
And that is it from the amazing Pell Makhanya. Guys, please follow her. I love you so much. I'll see you on the next live. Mwah!
Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.